Today, we're going to have joining us today Ric Simmons of the National Gay Wedding Association, along with a Monique Fair event wedding planner extraordinaire, Miss Chanda Daniels. So we're going to go ahead and add them in just a few moments, but we just wanted to give everybody a little time to get inside of the BGW Rainbow Room and get you familiar with these two guys, the grooms to be.
Yes.
Soulmates forever.
Exactly.
Forever. So you're forever person. So with that being said, I'm going to step over here and I'm going to add Mr. Ric and Miss Chanda in.
Oh.
If y'all are ready, here I come.
Here we go.
All right.
Ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMay.
And they should be joining us. Hopefully they're in.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey,
This is too high tech right now.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
So it's 3 more days.
3 more days.
Yes. 3 more days until these gentlemen get to say I do. So we're excited and we're so happy to have Miss Chanda Daniels. I call her one of the hostess with the mostest.
Yes,
Who is
very
going
excited.
to be with us on Saturday as well to get these guys on their way to the beginning of forever.
Yes. So excited.
Yes.
And we have another special guest. We're so happy to have Ric Simmons of the National Gay Wedding Association. Yes. Welcome, Ric. Welcome. So we are here. We are all yours. Ask away. We're going to tell as much as we can tell that we can tell and move on from there. Can you hear us, Ric?
Barely. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can barely hear us?
Yeah, kind of. All right, that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, better.
Okay, awesome. I'll talk a little louder.
All right.
Okay. So, Ric, tell us a little bit about the National Gay Wedding Association.
Is that why I was like a deer in front of the headlights? What? Okay, so basically the National Gay Wedding Association started out like 5 years ago. I started off in Houston as my Texas gay wedding, because that's where my husband and I met. And in Texas, it was a little interesting finding vendors. And I just thought there had to be a better way. So I kind of did this venture of trying to find inclusive wedding vendors. And so through time, it took a national audience, and it just was missing. A huge part was missing in talking with vendors and couples, and there was a missing bond, and I couldn't really put my finger on it until you realize that there's really a lot of inclusiveness missing in an industry that really should be embraced with it all around. And so when I realized that, wow, this is a big missing piece. I'm an educator. That's my background. And so I thought, well, we need to do something like a nonprofit and really begin to start educating vendors and really embrace the community. There's a lot of great, you guys being one of them. And we all need to come together and really take the message of, look, this is a message of love, and this is what you do, and we all deserve the right to marry who we love, and so let's get at it. And so a year ago, COVID, we started doing a conference planning. Just took a back seat when COVID hit. It was just like I think a lot of us felt the entire world just ended overnight, and so we just put the handle on it. But what happened was, over that time, is it really gave me an opportunity to reach out, really get to know a lot of different organizations and people, and really put together what I felt was a real heartfelt mission of love. And Chanda, of course, has been along for this crazy ride years. But yeah, we're very excited about really kicking this off and really rolling it out there and bringing on partners around the country and hopefully internationally.
Awesome, and we're looking forward to that. So Chanda, could you introduce yourself to the Black Gay Weddings community?
Sure. Thanks for having me. My name is Chanda Daniels, and I am the owner and creative director of A Monique Fair. That's my baby. I've had A Monique Fair since 1999, And then I branched out a little bit to do Chanda Daniels planning and design, and that focuses on still on LGBTQ plus weddings, everybody that values diversity and inclusion, but it's more for refined fine art wedding weekends. But like I said, A. Monique Affair, that's my baby. Started her in 1999 because I wanted to, it was my contribution to our community. And I wanted to make sure that our couples never felt like they had to come out to every single wedding creative that they brought on board, to know that they had somebody on their side that would represent them, represent and design a high class, beautiful, amazing wedding experience for them. And I'm happy to be a BGW wedding expert and also the vice president of the National Association. Oh my gosh, it's so many associations. I'm just proud of it. But then now to have a resource to go to and then have the creatives have Ric, we teach that, we preach that all the time about showing the inclusivity. You don't, even if you don't know the words right away, like having those images that will make people feel welcome so they can see themselves when they come to their page. So that was just my question while we were kind of hanging out and waiting.
That's so wonderful that you mentioned that, because I think I say that all the time when I've been on panels with Chanda, and I talk about the importance of visibility and being able to see yourself. And that was the whole basis of why BGW was even created, because throughout the wedding industry, if you look across, even including some LGBTQ magazines, you do not see people of color, interracial couples. You just really don't get to see it. And when you do see it, it almost looks like tokenism. It's like we're checking boxes just to say, okay, we have featured our couple of color this month, or our couple of color for the week. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
When you give that award to the guy at work, well, he's the only Asian we got around here, so we better put his picture up quick so they won't say that we're discriminating, and that's not cool. And so that's why Black Gay Weddings exist. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be around. We're in it for the long haul. And it's for us, by us. And that's the biggest thing. And that's why it's a passion of love for us. It's a passion for us, what we do. And we enjoy sharing the love stories and featuring inclusive professionals that have come aboard like yourself and that are willing to work with couples. Because even in 2021, we just keep hearing people say no because they don't agree with, you know, being gay. So we're not going to bake you that cake, and we're not going to let you get married here. So, you know what? We don't want to give you our money. Absolutely not. So here we are.
And the last girl I heard was an officiant in New York turning down a couple for their, actually it was very last minute, right?
Very last minute. They were about to get married.
And it ticked me off so much, I decided to go get my minister's officiant license. So I will be marrying.
Yes.
He will be
marrying us, which is also, it just makes it that much better. Just kind of, you know, keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family.
Right.
Yes. And creating like I said, just creating that place where people know that they can feel safe and that they feel welcomed and they don't have to wonder. And that to me is the biggest key and the biggest message to creatives who really are intentional about being inclusive, like joining the organization, going through all the certifications, letting people know that, hey, you don't have to second guess here. You don't have to shy away. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. You know that these creatives have went through the process, went through the training. They know how to handle your wedding and handle you with care, right? As opposed to just like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here, but, and if you don't want to do them, I know this is going to sound really mean, but this is the real truth. If you don't want to do them, don't pretend, don't do any of that. Don't make your website inclusive. Don't. Because if it's not really in your heart to do it and you're just faking it to get money, that will come through. And that does not feel good. And you're not going to feel comfortable underneath either. So just, you know, like I said, if you're inclusive and you want to join the association, then become a member of BGW. It's so many acronyms. I'm so sorry. I'm saying it slow. But these two organizations here, that's the steps that you have to take. So then folks will know, okay, they love me. They love my love. So that's my little, I don't know, rant.
I love it. I don't feel like that was a rant. I feel like you just spoke the truth. And you know, the truth is the truth. And sometimes it hurts. You know, sometimes the truth hurts. If you don't like it, ouch. As my grandmother would say, a hit dog will holler. So, but I want to hear more from Ric. Ric and I got to talk over the phone, and I just felt like we're twin spirits in a lot of ways. And
oh yeah,
but Ric's story was amazing. So you know, tell us more about the Gay Wedding Association.
Well, when it's really funny. Well, yeah, when I met you guys, it was like listening to your story. It was the parallel worlds. You know, when you're a 40+ man planning a wedding, no matter what age, but in my case, I'm a father, and you're calling vendors and to be told, that you don't meet my standard of baking me a cake. It takes a very, what should be a joyous moment and turn it into what can be scarring for someone's entire life. Yes. And that sounds dramatic, but that's when LGBT people, we deal with rejection a lot. And so when it comes to that moment when you're like on cloud 9 and you're planning your own wedding, and what gives them the right to do that? And that's kind of where I was at. I'm like, what makes you that person to tell me? And as far as you can't bake my cake or you can't do that, what type of education do you have? And that's kind of where the education thing kind of came with me. But it took a joyous moment and turned it into what was just during the process. And because to me it was like, this shouldn't be happening. I don't get it. And so when we talk about wedding vendors, even yesterday I was talking with someone in the association about someone who made application for membership, and they're saying they've done this, they've done that. When I look at their program, there's no representation of anything I can identify. And yet I know this person, I've spoken to this person, yet it's the missing link. And it's that missing link that we constantly search for with that individual. Because it's like Chanda said, if you don't want the business, that's fine. I've got plenty of people who want my money. So if you don't want that, that's totally fine with me. But you do, and there is a missing link, and you just don't understand, then that's where we come. That's where the National Association, the National Gay Wedding Association, we're a safety zone for wedding vendors and professionals to come to and say, hey, I don't know how to do this, but sure we can. And it's even the same thing with a biracial couple. I'm not an expert, but hey, I can connect you to someone who can help guide what should be what needs to be a very joyous time. It's so fragmented in so many ways. And so that's where I was saying earlier. So that was kind of where I was coming from in creating the association, was trying to bring everybody together. Say, look, we've got a community to serve, and so let's show the world how it's done. Because I think there's the talent of doing that, and that's why I have Chanda on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've been going back and forth, and we've been talking about how we've had to create these spaces because we've kind of been rejected everywhere else. And the key thing that I took from what both of you have said is, if you don't want our money, we're fine with that. But we don't want to give you our money and then get mistreated. No, nobody's trying to do that. We're not interested in being mistreated. But again, we're so grateful to the National Gay Weddings Association. We know you have an event coming up in January. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
We are very, very, very excited. Again, going back to COVID, we just took the time. Initially it was me coming back and saying, look, we got to do this conference. We've got to get wedding vendors. We've got to meet them in a place that they understand. They understand conferences. They understand rah-rahs. They understand getting together. So we're just going to have, I think Chanda called it, I think a couple years ago, we're going to go down and have a big old love fest. And I said, yeah, we're going to have a big old love fest, because we're we're going to show wedding professionals how to love. So that's kind of how it all started. So through COVID, we really focused in on what is it we want to do, and it really was being able to deliver a message. So we've broken it down into 2 fabulous days. Our first day is being hosted by our president, and it's going to be a day spent on, why are we here? And, you guys are going to be one of the speakers, and really beginning to tell the audience, as well as virtually, not only in person but virtually, why we're here. Why is it that we have an inclusive awareness conference? Don't we all understand what this word means? Well, we do. We just don't know what it looks like or what it needs to look like. So we're going to spend a day there really peeling the onion. We've got some great guest speakers. We've got 2 great keynotes. Sarah Cunningham is our luncheon. She's the founder of Free Mom Hugs. You may not know her by name, but you'll know her by her actions.
Yeah, we follow them.
The Pride Parade hugged LGBT couples and individuals who were rejected by their families, who didn't love them, and who would not marry couples. So there she was, marrying couples at Pride, just because that's what her heart was. Her heart being from the church, her son being gay, she was really having a mixed message. So she really had to go in this whole mission. So through that, she discovered through her own inclusive act of loving LGBT community, she created this free Mom Hugs. And so now Lifetime's doing a movie. Amy Lee Curtis owns the book rights and is starring in the movie rights next year. So she's going to be one of our luncheon speakers. So we're very, very excited to have Sarah. I followed her for 5 years. Her stories will make you cry. We'll have lots and lots of tissue, I promise. But yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and she's really going to touch a lot of hearts. That night, Chaston Buttigieg, we've gained his support to come on board as our evening keynote. His message of inclusiveness, as well as it pertains to the wedding industry, of course, is, he and Peter, like to be called Peter, read the book. They just went through the process not too long ago. You realize it was like 2008, that they actually got married. So they've been through the process. So it's really going to be interesting to hear their perspective. I look forward to hearing.
And what I just want to add in, what I love about this conference also is that our lineup is so completely diverse, and we made it that way intentionally, because historically, when you look at other conferences, when they have a person speaking about LGBTQ plus weddings, they look a certain way. They always look a certain way. So it was very intentional for us to make sure that we represented all the voices that represent our community. And I'm really so excited that Michael and Lawrence is coming on board too, because when I made the connection and heard both of y'all's story compared to Ric's, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna hit it off, and they definitely need a platform to let people know about them a little bit more, because like I said, the platforms right now are pretty much saturated with certain folks. However, there's so many other diverse voices that tell the same story, but different perspectives. And I feel like that's extra important for people to hear, because my story is completely different from everybody else's story that's on this live, right? So we all need to be represented.
And on day 1 is actually going to host day 2 of that event. And day 2 is...
Oh!
Yes!
Right?
Okay, I got to get my new hairstyle ready too.
Well, and I'll tell you what's going to be exciting about that day, especially for wedding professionals that are paying attention. Day 2 is going to be spent on rolling up your sleeves and developing an inclusive action plan. What are the actions that you can take back to your wedding business tomorrow, today, tonight, implement to start changing your service to LGBT couples to raise that level higher? So it's really going to be exciting, because we're going to be, we've got the hashtag society will be there educating about hashtags. We've got a panel of professionals coming together to show them how to do it. And so that's going to be exciting. So it's going to be a lot of information. It's also going to be a lot of takeaways and a lot of tears and a lot of hugs and a lot of friendships.
And a lot of dancing.
Yes, and my dream is that we're going to start a tidal wave of change in the wedding industry, of understanding that inclusive love begins today and forever. Period.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to it. I know Lawrence is. So Palm Springs, here we come.
Yes. Yes.
And how can people purchase virtual tickets as well as tickets to attend the event, Rick?
Well, right now we're taking ticket reservations. Tickets will go on sale July 1st. So you want to go online, nationalgayweddingassociation.org, and just fill out a request. And it's just so that we're getting a temperature check, because as a nonprofit, we really have to watch the money. We have enough. We have in-person seating for 100. We have virtual seating for 1,000. Beyond that, we have to get more sponsors. So if you plan on being there, get in line for a ticket so we know you're coming. You know, that's the first part. And then if you join the National Gay Wedding Association during Pride Month, you do get $100 off your membership fee, and members also do get $100 off the conference. So there are some discounts available now during Pride Month to get on and get your name on the list. So now's the time to really do that, because as we branch out, we've only been out for like 7-8 days when we put the press release out. And this office is my house. It's crazy. The phone ringing and emails coming in, and you know, so I mean, we're just thinking of what's going to happen come January. You know, we're going to be ready to explode. You know, so yeah, so get your name on the list, definitely.
Definitely. You don't want to miss it. And it's going to be beautifully styled. Kathy, who's the president, and then myself, we are working on like the design of the whole event. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for y'all, everybody who's going to attend the VIP luncheon, like every single thing. This hotel is amazingly beautiful. We stayed there. We experienced it. I know everybody's going to be like totally amazed.
Well, we are certainly gunning for it. We can't wait to get back to Palm Springs. And we've stayed at that hotel as well many times. So we can't wait. That's like our spot. So when he said where it was, I was like, oh, yeah. We're regulars. So, yeah.
Good.
I had
Yes, just the whole getaway. So, again, everybody, we want you to definitely go check out the National Gay Wedding Association. Check out Monique Fair, Miss Chanda Daniels, and also these guys in 3 days again. 3 days. Y'all just got 3 days. I know. And you are going to be official. So join us, and I want to shout out the eBell of Los Angeles for opening their doors to us and allowing us to come in and do our thing on Saturday, so that these guys can celebrate in style. They're an award-winning venue. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, or if you're planning to get married in Los Angeles, you want to check them out. They're also one of our preferred vendors, and Anessa at the eBell of Los Angeles has absolutely been wonderful to us, and we just cannot wait for everything that's in store for these gentlemen at 11:15 Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. You want to be on either our Facebook page, Black Gay Weddings, or our IG channel here, or YouTube, which is thebgw.tv. And we also want to, again, thank Chanda Daniels, Whit Hazen, who is also amazing, Nicole Bakes, Franklin J. And I always get Franklin's company name wrong, but Franklin Forward Styles. Franklin J is going to be with us. We have Glamorous Drinks will be with us. Miss Janae. Felicia Collins of Collins Catering is going to also be a part of this event. Come on, Chanda, help me out. Am I leaving?
Nicole, our pastry chef, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole
And
Bates.
Alicia, our photographer.
Yes, Alicia Wrinkle. How can we forget? Can't forget about Alicia. So we have all these wonderful contributors who are taking part in their special day, and we're just so excited. We're not going to give you any more information. All you need to know is that you need to be on IG Live or the Black Gay Weddings television page or our Facebook page to stream the beautiful ceremony of David and Jarell. And they are meant to be together, because before we got started, can we just say, so they were finishing each other's sentences and they were answering at the same time.
It was like harmony.
In the same voice, and we were like, okay, yeah. only one person. So
That is
they
too
become
sweet.
one officially on Saturday, and will be officiated by. I'm calling him the Right Reverend. I don't know if
Right,
right, on Saturday. And I also want to encourage and admonish any of you that are following us, if you are an event planner or a florist or a pastry chef or whatever you do in the wedding profession, and if you're an LGBTQ owned business, please support the Black Gay Weddings Expert Directory as well as the LGBTQ Biz List. It's actually 2 directories in one. So you don't have to be just a wedding professional to be a part of our directory. But if you are a wedding professional, it's actually great because you get listed on 2 directories. So you have the LGBTQ Biz List as well as the BGW Wedding Expert. So they see you in 2 different capacities. So we invite you to join, become a member, because couples use us as a resource to plan their special days, and they love seeing, like you said, inclusive people that actually love the community. We hear from so many vendors, well, I want to get into gay weddings. No, it's not something that you get into, and it's not a gay wedding. It's really just a wedding.
It's just,
it's really
literally.
just a wedding, just like any other wedding. There's no prancing unicorns, no Skittles falling out the sky. Well, there might be, but at the end of the day, it's a wedding. Love really is truly love. You love who you love, and that's all there is to it. So we're so excited. We don't want to stay on here too long. I want to, again, thank you, Chanda, from A Monique Affair for joining us. We'll see you. Safe travels to Los Angeles. And Rick, hurry up and get down here so we can go get some my
Rick, you got to come down on Saturday too. You can drive down.
Sure I could.
It's, what, only like an hour and some change?
Before we go, I want to say hi to Todd. I saw him leave a sweet, he's one of our board members too. He's he's amazing. And I just saw a little message. I wanted to say hi.
Hi, Todd. Everybody's saying hi to Todd. So again, thank you so much for spending time with us in our rainbow room, our newly designed studio. So we'll be having more chats with more vendors as BGW expert members join. We'll be introducing you to our community through our rainbow room. So that's another value and benefit to joining the BGW expert directory. So if there is nothing else, we're going to say goodbye. We got a little Barefoot Rainbow Limited Edition bubbly for these guys. Yes. So thank you guys, and have a great, great Pride Month.
Bye everybody. Happy Pride.
Bye.